Welcome to Stoic Saga channel. Today we're diving deep into some life-changing lessons that can truly transform the way we live and connect with others. We're exploring the essence of human connection, the power of character, the concept of fairness, and how your character is the loudest statement you can make. Ever wondered why we crave connections? Why character shapes our destiny? Or how fairness really works in our society? Stick around, because we're answering all these questions and more. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable steps to build deeper relationships, develop a strong moral compass, and understand fairness in a whole new light. In today's video, we're continuing our self-development series from the previous episodes. If you're new here or missed the last one, you can check out all the episodes in the playlist that'll pop up at the end of this video. These lessons aren't just educational content, they're a daily, all-encompassing approach to life. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. If you're digging this series, show some love by liking the video and dropping a "keep it up" in the comments below. Let's get started. Lesson 1. We were made for each other, your philosophical guide to human connection and why you're not an island. All right, folks, let's dive into a topic that's as old as humanity itself: connection. We're not talking about your Wi-Fi signal or your LinkedIn network, although those can be important too. We're talking about the deep, meaningful connections we forge with other human beings, the kind that make us feel seen, heard, understood, and loved. The myth of the lone wolf. We live in a culture that often glorifies independence and self-reliance. We're told to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and go it alone. But the truth is, we're not meant to go through life alone. We're wired for connection, for community, for belonging. As the philosopher Aristotle put it, man is by nature a social animal. An individual who is unsocial naturally and not accidentally is either beneath our notice or more than human. Society is something that precedes the individual. In other words, we're not just individuals, we're part of a larger whole, and our well-being depends on our ability to connect with others. The interconnected web of life. Think of it like a spider web. Each strand is connected to every other strand, creating a complex and intricate pattern. The same goes for us humans. We're all connected to each other, whether we realize it or not. Our actions, our words, our energy, all have an impact on the people around us. As the poet John Donne famously said, "No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main." So, how do we tap into this interconnectedness and build meaningful relationships that nourish our souls? 1. Cultivate empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's about putting yourself in their shoes, seeing the world through their eyes, and feeling what they feel. By cultivating empathy, we can bridge the gap between ourselves and others and build deeper, more meaningful connections. 2. Practice active listening. Listening is not just about hearing the words someone is saying. It's about paying attention to their body language, their tone of voice, and the emotions behind their words. Active listening involves reflecting back what you hear, asking clarifying questions, and showing genuine interest in what the other person has to say. 3. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability is the willingness to show up and be seen, even when we're feeling scared, insecure, or imperfect. It's about letting our guard down, sharing our authentic selves, and allowing others to see our vulnerabilities. By being vulnerable, we create space for deeper connection and intimacy. 4. Offer support. Be there for others, not just when it's convenient, but when they truly need you. Offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, or a helping hand. As the saying goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. 5. Celebrate differences. We're all different, and that's what makes life interesting. Embrace diversity, celebrate differences, and learn from those who are different from you. As the philosopher Voltaire said, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The community organizer. A community organizer brings people together to work towards a common goal. They build relationships, foster trust, and create a sense of shared purpose. The therapist. A therapist creates a safe space for their clients to share their deepest thoughts and feelings. They listen with empathy, offer support, and help their clients heal and grow. The friend in need. A friend in need is a friend indeed. They're the ones who show up when you're going through a tough time, who listen without judgment, and who offer unconditional love and support. The bottom line: we were made for each other. We're not meant to go through life alone. By cultivating empathy, practicing active listening, being vulnerable, offering support, and celebrating differences, we can build meaningful relationships that nourish our souls and enrich our lives. As the poet Maya Angelou put it, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So, go out there and make someone feel seen, heard, understood, and loved. Lesson 2. Character is fate, your moral compass in a world of chaos. All right, folks, let's dive into a concept that's deeper than a Kanye West lyric. Character is fate. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this is some fortune cookie wisdom, stick with me. We're not talking about predestination or some mystical force controlling your life. We're talking about the undeniable truth that your character, your values, your beliefs, your habits, shapes the trajectory of your life. The Stoic blueprint. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, were all about this idea. They believed that our character is the ultimate determinant of our fate, that the choices we make today will ripple through our lives and shape our future. As Heraclitus, another wise philosopher dude, put it, character is destiny. But let's break this down in a way that makes sense in our modern world. The building blocks of character. 1. Values. What do you stand for? What are the principles that guide your decisions and actions? Are you all about honesty, integrity, compassion, or are you more driven by ambition, greed, and self-interest? Your values are like the foundation of a house. They determine how strong and stable your character will be. 2. Beliefs. What do you believe about yourself, about others, about the world? Do you believe you're capable of great things? Do you believe in the inherent goodness of people? Or do you see the world as a dog-eat-dog competition where only the strong survive? Your beliefs are like the walls of your house. They shape your perception of reality and influence your choices. 3. Habits. What do you do on a daily basis? Do you exercise, read, meditate, connect with loved ones? Or do you spend your time scrolling through social media, binge-watching Netflix, and indulging in unhealthy habits? Your habits are like the bricks that build your house. They create the structure and shape of your life. The ripple effect. Your character is not just some abstract concept. It has real-world consequences. Your values, beliefs, and habits shape your decisions, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. Think of it like this. If you're a person of integrity, you're more likely to make ethical decisions, build trust with others, and attract opportunities that align with your values. But if you're dishonest and manipulative, you're more likely to burn bridges, create conflict, and sabotage your own success. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The honest politician. A politician who values integrity and transparency is more likely to earn the trust of their constituents and make decisions that benefit the community. The growth mindset entrepreneur. An entrepreneur who believes in their ability to learn and grow is more likely to take risks, overcome challenges, and build a successful business. The compassionate friend. A friend who practices empathy and kindness is more likely to build strong, lasting relationships and create a positive impact on the lives of others. The choice is yours. Your character is not set in stone. It's something you can cultivate and shape through your choices and actions. You can choose to be kind, compassionate, and courageous, or you can choose to be selfish, dishonest, and cowardly. The choice is yours. As the philosopher William James put it, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind." The bottom line. Character is fate. It's not some mystical force. It's the sum total of your choices, your actions, and your habits. By cultivating a strong character, you can create a destiny that's filled with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. As the saying goes, sow a thought, reap an action, sow an action, reap a habit, sow a habit, reap a character, sow a character, reap a destiny. Lesson 3. Who gets the lion's share? Your philosophical guide to fairness, justice, and divvying up the spoils. All right, folks, let's talk about something that's been causing a ruckus since the dawn of time. Who gets the lion's share? No, we're not talking about a hungry pride of lions on the savannah. We're talking about the age-old question of how to fairly distribute resources, rewards, and opportunities in our society. The Hunger Games of life. Let's be real, life can feel like a never-ending competition. We're constantly vying for attention, recognition, and a bigger slice of the pie. We see the 1% hoarding wealth, celebrities raking in millions, and social media influencers living the high life. It's easy to feel like the game is rigged, that the lion's share always goes to the privileged few. But here's the thing. The question of who deserves the lion's share is not just a matter of economics or politics. It's a philosophical question that has been debated for centuries. Philosophical food for thought. The ancient Greeks, like Aristotle and Plato, had a lot to say about justice and fairness. Aristotle believed in distributive justice, the idea that resources should be allocated based on merit and contribution to society. Plato, on the other hand, believed in a more idealistic form of justice, where the wisest and most virtuous should rule. In the 20th century, the philosopher John Rawls proposed a theory of justice based on the veil of ignorance. He argued that if we were to design a society from scratch, without knowing our own position in that society, we would choose a system that is fair to everyone, regardless of their social status or circumstances. On the other end of the spectrum, the philosopher Ayn Rand championed a philosophy of objectivism, which emphasizes individual rights, self-interest, and laissez-faire capitalism. She believed that the most productive and deserving individuals should reap the rewards of their efforts, and that any attempt to redistribute wealth was unjust. The real-world tug-of-war. So, who's right? Is it fair for the CEO to make hundreds of times more than their employees? Should everyone have access to the same healthcare and education, regardless of their income? Should we tax the rich to provide for the poor? These are complex questions with no easy answers, but by understanding the different philosophical perspectives on fairness and justice, we can engage in more nuanced and productive conversations about these issues. Factors in the fairness equation. When considering who deserves the lion's share, we need to take into account a variety of factors, including merit. Did they earn it through their hard work, talent, and contributions to society? Effort. Did they put in the time, energy, and dedication required to achieve their goals? Need. Do they have a genuine need for the resources or rewards in question? Luck. Did they benefit from fortunate circumstances or privileges that others didn't have? Systemic inequality. Are there systemic biases and inequalities that have unfairly disadvantaged certain groups of people? The personal responsibility factor. While we can't control all the factors that contribute to our success or failure, we can control our own actions and choices. We can choose to work hard, to develop our talents, to help others, and to contribute to our communities. As the saying goes, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We can't always control the opportunities that come our way, but we can control how prepared we are to seize them when they do. The bottom line. The question of who gets the lion's share is a complex one with no easy answers. But by understanding the different philosophical perspectives on fairness and justice, examining the role of merit, effort, and luck, and taking responsibility for our own actions and choices, we can move beyond simplistic answers and engage in more nuanced and productive conversations about how to create a more just and equitable world. As the philosopher John Rawls put it, justice is the first virtue of social institutions, as truth is of systems of thought. By striving for justice and fairness in our personal lives and in our society, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to flourish and reach their full potential. Lesson 4. Make character your loudest statement. Your reputation is a whisper. Your character is a roar. All right, folks, let's talk about something that's more valuable than any designer handbag or luxury car. Your character. No, we're not talking about the cartoon characters you watched as a kid or the protagonists in your favorite novels. We're talking about the real-life qualities that define who you are. Your integrity, your honesty, your compassion, your courage, your resilience. The reputation. Illusion. We live in a world that's obsessed with reputation. We carefully curate our social media profiles, craft our personal brands, and strive to project an image of success, happiness, and perfection. But here's the thing. Reputation is fleeting. It's based on how others perceive us, and it can change in an instant. As the poet Emily Dickinson put it, fame is a fickle food upon a shifting plate. In other words, reputation is a fragile thing, easily influenced by gossip, rumors, and the whims of public opinion. The character foundation. Character, on the other hand, is the bedrock of our being. It's the sum total of our values, our beliefs, and our actions. It's what we do when no one is watching, how we treat others, and how we respond to challenges and setbacks. As the philosopher Immanuel Kant put it, in law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. In other words, character is not just about what we do, but also about what we think and intend to do. So how do we build a strong character that speaks louder than any reputation? 1. Know thyself. What are your core values? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? Take some time for introspection and self-reflection. Journal, meditate, or talk to a trusted friend or mentor. The more you understand yourself, the easier it will be to make choices that align with your values. 2. Choose your actions. Wisely. Your actions speak louder than words. Every decision you make, every action you take, is a reflection of your character. Choose your actions wisely, with integrity, compassion, and courage. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. 3. Embrace challenges. Challenges are opportunities for growth. They test our character and reveal our true strengths and weaknesses. Don't shy away from challenges. Embrace them as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. 4. Learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes. The key is to learn from them and not repeat them. When you make a mistake, own up to it, apologize if necessary, and take steps to make amends. As the philosopher Confucius said, the superior man blames himself. The inferior man blames others. 5. Surround yourself with good people. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your character. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, inspire you, and challenge you to be your best self. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The honest business person. A business person who prioritizes honesty and integrity over short-term profits will build a reputation for trustworthiness and attract loyal customers. The compassionate leader. A leader who shows empathy and compassion for their employees will create a positive and productive work environment where people feel valued and respected. The resilient activist. An activist who faces setbacks and opposition with courage and determination will inspire others and make a lasting impact on the world. The bottom line: your character is your most valuable asset. It's what people will remember you for long after you're gone. So, make character your loudest statement. Let your actions speak for themselves, and let your integrity, your compassion, and your courage shine through in everything you do. As the philosopher Maya Angelou put it, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Lesson 5. Be the person you want to be. Your DIY guide to becoming a total badass, philosophically speaking. All right, folks, let's talk about being the person you want to be. No, we're not talking about becoming a superhero or a celebrity, although, hey, if that's your dream, go for it. We're talking about something deeper, more meaningful, the journey of self-discovery, personal growth, and becoming the best version of yourself. The fake it till you make it trap. We live in a world that's obsessed with appearances. We curate our social media profiles, craft our personal brands, and try to project an image of perfection. But here's the thing, faking it till you make it is exhausting. It's like wearing a mask that doesn't fit, pretending to be someone you're not. As the philosopher Carl Jung put it, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. In other words, the most fulfilling journey you can embark on is the journey of self-discovery and self-actualization. The philosophical blueprint. The ancient Greeks had a concept called eudaimonia, which roughly translates to flourishing or living well. It's the idea that true happiness comes from living a life of virtue, purpose, and meaning. Aristotle, one of the bigwigs of Greek philosophy, believed that eudaimonia is achieved through the development of our unique potential, our talents, and our character. He called this process self-actualization. So, how do we embark on this journey of self-actualization and become the person we want to be? 1. Know thyself. The first step is self-awareness. What are your values, your passions, your strengths, and your weaknesses? What makes you tick? What brings you joy? What are you naturally good at? The more you know yourself, the easier it will be to make choices that align with your true self. 2. Set your sights high. Don't settle for mediocrity. Aim for excellence in all areas of your life. Set ambitious goals, challenge yourself to grow, and strive to be the best version of yourself. As the saying goes, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. 3. Take action. Don't just dream about the person you want to be. Take action to become that person. Learn new skills, develop your talents, step outside your comfort zone, and embrace challenges. As the philosopher Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. 4. Embrace failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every successful person has faced setbacks and failures along the way. The key is to learn from your mistakes, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. As the inventor Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." 5. Surround yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your life. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in you. As the motivational speaker Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The career changer. A person stuck in a dead-end job they hate decides to pursue their passion for photography. They take classes, practice their craft, and eventually quit their job to become a full-time photographer. The fitness enthusiast. A person who struggles with their weight and self-image decides to get in shape. They start exercising regularly, eating healthy, and building their confidence. They transform their body and their mindset, becoming the best version of themselves. The lifelong learner. A person who never stops learning, who's always taking courses, reading books, and exploring new ideas. They embrace challenges, seek out mentors, and constantly push themselves to grow. The bottom line. Becoming the person you want to be is not an overnight transformation. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery, growth, and evolution. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your beliefs, and your aspirations. It's about embracing challenges, learning from your mistakes, and never giving up on your dreams. As the poet Maya Angelou put it, "Nothing can dim the light which shines from within." Lesson 6. Show, don't tell what you know. Your philosophical guide to walking the talk and ditching the hot air. All right, folks, let's talk about something that's more valuable than a fancy degree or a LinkedIn profile full of buzzwords. Showing, not just telling, what you know. We're not talking about showing off your latest vacation pics on Instagram or bragging about your accomplishments at the office water cooler. We're talking about demonstrating your knowledge, skills, and values through your actions, your behavior, and your impact on the world. The talk is cheap trap. We live in a world that's full of talkers. People love to pontificate, opine, and share their expert opinions on everything from politics to parenting to the latest TikTok trends. But here's the thing, talk is cheap. Anyone can talk a good game, but it's your actions that truly speak volumes. As the philosopher Confucius put it, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. In other words, knowledge is not just about memorizing facts or theories, it's about applying that knowledge to real-world situations and demonstrating your understanding through your actions. The philosophical walk. The ancient philosophers like Socrates and Aristotle understood the importance of embodying knowledge. They didn't just lecture their students, they engaged them in dialogue, challenged them to think for themselves, and modeled the virtues they preached. As the philosopher Søren Kierkegaard put it, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. In other words, we learn by doing, by experiencing, by making mistakes and learning from them. So, how do we move beyond empty words and start walking the talk? 1. Practice what you preach. If you claim to value honesty, be honest. If you advocate for kindness, be kind. If you preach about sustainability, live a sustainable lifestyle. Your actions should align with your words. 2. Lead by example. Don't just tell others what to do, show them. Be a role model, a mentor, an inspiration. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. 3. Embrace humility. Recognize that you don't have all the answers. Be open to learning from others, even those who have less experience or knowledge than you. As the philosopher Lao Tzu put it, knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. 4. Focus on impact. Don't just talk about making a difference, actually make a difference. Volunteer your time, donate to charity, support causes you believe in, and use your skills and talents to make the world a better place. 5. Be consistent. Your actions should be consistent with your values and beliefs, not just occasionally, but all the time. As the psychologist Jordan Peterson put it, you can't be a good person on the weekends and a jerk during the week. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The environmental activist. The environmental activist doesn't just talk about climate change, they take action. They reduce their carbon footprint, support environmental organizations, and advocate for policy changes. The compassionate leader. The compassionate leader doesn't just talk about empathy and kindness. They embody those qualities in their interactions with employees, customers, and stakeholders. The lifelong learner. The lifelong learner doesn't just read books and attend lectures. They apply what they learn to their lives and share their knowledge with others. The bottom line: showing, not telling. What you know is not about bragging or self-promotion. It's about living a life of integrity, authenticity, and impact. It's about walking the talk, leading by example, and making a positive difference in the world. As the philosopher Mahatma Gandhi put it, be the change you want to see in the world. Lesson 7. What's truly impressive? Forget bling, it's all about your inner Beyoncé. All right, folks, let's dive into a topic that's more relevant than ever in our Instagram-filtered highlight reel world. What's truly impressive? We're not talking about the latest designer threads, the flashiest car, or the most exotic vacation pics. We're talking about the qualities that truly matter, the ones that make you a badass human being, the kind of person people respect, admire, and want to be around. The bling blind spot. Let's be real, we live in a culture that's obsessed with bling. We're constantly bombarded with images of wealth, status, and material possessions. We're told that success is measured by the size of our bank accounts, the number of followers we have, and the things we own. But here's the thing, bling is fleeting. It can be lost, stolen, or simply lose its luster over time. And while it might impress some people, it doesn't necessarily make you a better person or lead to lasting happiness. As the philosopher Seneca put it, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." In other words, true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in inner contentment, wisdom, and virtue. The philosophical flex. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, weren't impressed by flashy displays of wealth or status. They valued inner strength, resilience, and the pursuit of virtue above all else. As Epictetus put it, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In other words, true wealth is not about what you have, but about how much you don't need. So, what are the qualities that truly impress? 1. Integrity. Integrity is the quality of being honest, ethical, and true to your values. It's about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. As the saying goes, character is what you do when no one is watching. 2. Compassion. Compassion is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about being kind, empathetic, and willing to help those in need. As the Dalai Lama put it, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. 3. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult or unpopular. As Nelson Mandela said, "The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear." 4. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge and experience to make sound judgments and decisions. It's about learning from your mistakes, seeking out diverse perspectives, and constantly striving to understand the world around you. As Socrates said, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. 5. Humility. Humility is the opposite of arrogance. It's about recognizing your own limitations, being open to feedback, and giving credit where credit is due. As the saying goes, there is no respect for others without humility in oneself. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The everyday hero. The person who stops to help a stranger in need, who stands up to a bully, or who volunteers their time to help others is truly impressive. Their actions demonstrate compassion, courage, and a commitment to making the world a better place. The lifelong learner. The person who is always seeking out new knowledge, new skills, and new experiences is truly impressive. They embody the spirit of curiosity, open-mindedness, and a love of learning. The ethical leader. The leader who prioritizes integrity, fairness, and the well-being of their employees is truly impressive. They create a positive and productive work environment where people feel valued and respected. The bottom line, true impressiveness is not about flashy displays of wealth or status. It's about the qualities that make us good human beings: integrity, compassion, courage, wisdom, and humility. By cultivating these virtues, we can live a life that's truly meaningful, fulfilling, and impactful. As the philosopher Maya Angelou put it, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So go out there and make people feel good, folks. That's what's truly impressive. Lesson 8. How to have a good day. Your philosophical guide to crushing it, even when life throws you lemons. All right, folks, let's talk about having a good day. Not the sunshine and rainbows kind of good day, but the kind where you feel productive, fulfilled, and at peace, even when life throws you a curveball. We're not talking about toxic positivity or ignoring your problems. We're talking about cultivating a mindset and a set of habits that allow you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, resilience, and a healthy dose of humor. The happiness illusion. We often think of happiness as something that happens to us, something that's dependent on external circumstances. We believe that if we just get that promotion, find that perfect partner, or win the lottery, we'll finally be happy. But here's the thing, happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. It's not about what happens to us, but how we respond to what happens to us. As the philosopher Viktor Frankl put it, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. In other words, we always have a choice in how we respond to life's challenges. We can choose to wallow in self-pity, or we can choose to find the silver lining. The philosophical toolkit. The ancient philosophers, like the Stoics and Epicureans, had a lot to say about happiness and well-being. They offered practical advice on how to cultivate a good life, even in the face of adversity. Here are a few philosophical tools you can use to have a good day. 1. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. By cultivating mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations, and we can learn to respond to them in a more skillful way. As the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh put it, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. 2. Gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of appreciating the good things in our lives, no matter how small they may seem. By cultivating gratitude, we can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, and we can experience more joy and contentment in our daily lives. As the writer Melody Beatty put it, gratitude turns what we have into enough. 3. Purpose. Having a sense of purpose can give our lives meaning and direction. It can help us stay motivated, overcome challenges, and find fulfillment in our work and our relationships. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche put it, he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. 4. Resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. It's about learning from our mistakes, adapting to new circumstances, and finding strength in adversity. As the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. 5. Connection. We are social creatures, and our relationships are essential to our well-being. Make time for the people you love, cultivate meaningful connections, and build a supportive community around you. As the philosopher Aristotle put it, man is by nature a social animal. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The morning routine. Many successful people have a morning routine that sets them up for a good day. This might include meditation, exercise, journaling, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee in peace. The gratitude practice. Some people keep a gratitude journal where they write down 3 things they're grateful for each day. Others make a point of expressing gratitude to the people in their lives. The purpose-driven career. Many people find fulfillment in careers that align with their values and passions. This could be anything from teaching to social work to entrepreneurship. The resilient mindset. Resilient people don't let setbacks define them. They learn from their mistakes, adapt to new challenges, and keep moving forward. The bottom line: having a good day is not about luck or chance. It's about cultivating a mindset and a set of habits that allow you to thrive even when life throws you lemons. By practicing mindfulness, gratitude, purpose, resilience, and connection, you can create a life that's filled with joy, meaning, and fulfillment. As the philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Lesson 9. Good and Evil. Look at your choices, your moral compass in a world of grey. All right, folks, let's dive into a topic that's older than dirt but still totally relevant: good and evil. We're not talking about cartoon villains twirling their mustaches or superheroes saving the day, although those can be fun. We're talking about the real-life choices we make every day, the actions we take, and the impact we have on the world around us. The duality dilemma. The concept of good and evil has been debated for centuries by philosophers, theologians, and everyday folks like you and me. Some believe in a clear-cut divide between good and evil, while others see it as a spectrum, a complex interplay of light and shadow within each of us. As the philosopher Nietzsche put it, there is no good and evil, there is only power, and those too weak to seek it. This perspective challenges the traditional notion of good and evil, suggesting that morality is a social construct, a tool used by the powerful to control the weak. On the other hand, the philosopher Immanuel Kant believed in a universal moral law, a categorical imperative that dictates our actions. He argued that we should act in such a way that we would want our actions to become a universal law. The choice conundrum. So, who's right? Is there a universal standard of good and evil? Or is morality subjective, dependent on individual beliefs and cultural norms? The truth is, it's probably a bit of both. There are certain actions that are universally condemned, like murder, theft, and violence, but there are also many grey areas where the lines between good and evil are blurred. Think about it. Is it always wrong to lie? What if lying is the only way to protect someone you love? Is it always right to follow the law? What if the law is unjust? As the philosopher Hannah Arendt put it, the sad truth is that most evil is done by people who never make up their minds to be good or evil. In other words, most of us don't consciously choose to be evil. We simply make choices, day in and day out, that have consequences, both good and bad. The moral compass. So how do we navigate this complex moral landscape and make choices that align with our values and our conscience? 1. Self-reflection. Take some time to reflect on your own values and beliefs. What do you consider to be good and evil? What principles guide your actions? What kind of person do you want to be? 2. Critical thinking. Don't just accept the moral dictates of your culture or religion. Question everything, seek out different perspectives, and think for yourself. As the philosopher Voltaire said, think for yourselves and let others enjoy the privilege of doing so too. 3. Empathy. Put yourself in the shoes of others. How would your actions affect them? Would you want someone to do the same thing to you? As the saying goes, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. 4. Accountability. Take responsibility for your actions and their consequences. Don't blame others, make excuses, or try to justify your behavior. As the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre put it, man is condemned to be free because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The whistleblower. A whistleblower who exposes corruption in their company is faced with a moral dilemma. They could lose their job, their reputation, and even their safety, but they choose to do what they believe is right, even at great personal cost. The environmental activist. An environmental activist who protests against a polluting factory is making a moral statement. They believe that protecting the environment is more important than corporate profits or personal convenience. The everyday choices. We all make moral choices every day, whether it's choosing to recycle, donate to charity, or stand up to a bully. These small choices might not seem like much, but they add up over time and shape the kind of person we become. The bottom line: good and evil are not abstract concepts. They're choices we make every day. By cultivating self-awareness, critical thinking, empathy, and accountability, we can make choices that align with our values and contribute to a better world. As the philosopher Martin Luther King Jr. put it, the time is always right to do what is right. Lesson 10. Carpe Diem, your philosophical guide to seizing the day and not feeling like a slacker. All right, folks, let's talk about Carpe Diem, that fancy Latin phrase that means seize the day. Now, before you roll your eyes and think this is just another cheesy motivational quote, hear me out. We're not talking about YOLOing your way through life or making impulsive decisions without a second thought. We're talking about a deeper, more philosophical approach to living in the present moment, embracing opportunities, and making the most of the time we have. The procrastination plague. Let's face it, we're all guilty of procrastination from time to time. We put off important tasks, we delay our dreams, and we tell ourselves we'll get to it later. But later often turns into never, and before we know it, we've wasted precious time and missed out on valuable opportunities. As the philosopher Seneca put it, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. In other words, we have enough time to achieve our goals and live a fulfilling life, but we often squander it on distractions, procrastination, and fear. The Carpe Diem cure. The ancient philosophers like the Stoics and Epicureans understood the importance of living in the present moment. They taught us to embrace the fleeting nature of life, to appreciate the beauty of the everyday, and to make the most of the time we have. As the poet Horace put it, Carpe diem, quam minimum credula postero. Seize the day, trusting as little as possible in the future. So, how do we seize the day and live a life that's full of passion, purpose, and joy? 1. Embrace the now. The present moment is all we have. Don't dwell on the past or worry about the future. Focus on what you can do right now in this very moment to make your life better. As the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh put it, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. 2. Take action. Don't just sit around and wait for things to happen. Take action, pursue your goals, and make your dreams a reality. As the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. 3. Embrace uncertainty. Life is full of uncertainty. We don't know what the future holds, and that's okay. Embrace the unknown as an adventure, a chance to learn and grow. As the philosopher Alan Watts said, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. 4. Live with intention. Don't just go through the motions. Live your life with intention, purpose, and passion. Choose your priorities, focus your energy, and make decisions that align with your values. 5. Savor the simple pleasures. Happiness is not about grand gestures or extravagant experiences. It's about finding joy in the simple things. A good cup of coffee, a walk in the park, a conversation with a loved one. As the poet Mary Oliver put it, instructions for living a life. Pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. Let's explore how this concept is applied in daily life. The procrastinating writer. Instead of putting off their writing project, the procrastinating writer sets a daily writing goal and commits to showing up at their desk every day, even if they don't feel inspired. The fearful traveler. Instead of letting their fear of the unknown hold them back, the fearful traveler books that plane ticket, packs their bags, and sets off on an adventure. They discover new cultures, meet new people, and expand their horizons. The burnt-out professional. Instead of working long hours and neglecting their personal life, the burnt-out professional sets boundaries, prioritizes self-care, and makes time for the things that bring them joy. The bottom line, Carpe Diem is not just a motivational slogan, it's a way of life. It's about embracing the present moment, taking action, living with intention, and savoring the simple pleasures of life. By living in the present, we can unlock our full potential, create a life that's meaningful and fulfilling, and make the most of the time we have. As the poet Maya Angelou put it, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. And that's a wrap. We've journeyed through the depths of human connection, examined the power of character, and unraveled the complexities of fairness. Remember, we're all interconnected, and our actions ripple through the lives of others. Your character shapes your destiny, and fairness isn't just a societal issue, but a personal one too. So go out there, build meaningful connections, cultivate a strong character, and strive for fairness in all you do. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Until next time, stay philosophical.